Welcome to the Sleeper Wire Show, everybody. Professor Chris and Nader with you as usual on this glorious Thursday. Nader, how's it going, man?
Playoff time. Semifinals are here. We got Thursday night going on, and a lot of people are going to go to sleep very happy or very sad.
Yeah, semifinals, if you play in a normal league, not one of those BS Week 17 playoff.
We don't recognize those.
We don't recognize those. That is the kicker of fantasy style leagues.
Yeah, it's
you want to get rid of it.
It's the adopted unloved child.
Yeah, get that out of here for sure. Well, guys, this is going to be our last Thursday show of the season. Now, usually we go into week 16. However, next Thursday, Christmas Eve. I'm not doing a show on Christmas Eve. Nader, what about you?
I mean, fantasy's kind of fun to talk about.
It is fun to talk about. I'll have the in-laws up visiting, and it's my son's first Christmas. You know, we got to spend time with the family.
Understandable.
Yeah, for sure. Well, guys, we thought we would do something fun for the last show of the season. We're going to talk just a little bit of news. We don't have a whole lot to discuss because, quite frankly, not a whole lot of news came out this week. I don't know if, just stuff wasn't reported, but not a ton of stuff going on, which probably means, Nader, as you pointed out, what's tomorrow going to bring for us?
A whole lot of news. A whole lot of bad news, the way it looks of it.
Yeah, it might be that way. So we're just going to do a couple small segments here to finish out the Thursday 2020 season. I don't know where I got 2015 from. We're going to talk about league-winning players and trivia time. So we each have 10 questions. Mine are all fantasy-related. Nader, I don't know if yours are fantasy-related or not. We do not know the other person's questions or even what style. Maybe Nader's going to ask me 10 offensive lineman questions.
I mean, I still expect you to know the answer to those, but, close enough.
These 5 punters are the top 5 in punter scoring. Who are they?
I'm going to have to say, Mike Wisconsin's would be up there somewhere, right?
Pat McAfee, is he in there?
No, actually, I think he threw a touchdown pass one time.
All right, guys. Well, before we get to the news, check out our Patreon page if you want to win a signed Chris Godwin or Kenny Golladay jersey. Once we reach 100 patrons at patreon.com/sleeperwire, we will randomly pick one person, announce them on the show, and they'll get their choice of the jersey. And even the $1 tier gets you into this contest. Just $1. That's all it is. Just $1. You can get a signed Chris Godwin or signed Kenny Golladay jersey, your choice. Also, check out the Sleeper Wire store. Get a Sleeper Wire mug, Sleeper Wire hoodie, Sleeper Wire, I don't know. What did you get, Nader? What are you into? Hoodies, face masks, hats?
I don't like face masks much. I'm going to take the hoodie.
Yeah, Sleeper Wire hoodie?
Yeah,
they look good over there. Yep, they look good over there. Sleeperwire.com/store. Check it out. Let's move into the news, and I really just have 3 things of note from, since Monday night. David Johnson has been taken off the COVID IR list. 2 guys who were most likely in your starting lineup were added. Ronald Jones and Marquise Brown, both added to the COVID IR list, and then some did not participate on Thursday. Christian McCaffrey, doubtful for Sunday. What do you think? I doubt he plays.
I really doubt he plays. I'm hoping for next week.
Yeah, I mean, we all want him to come back in week 16. Maybe some of us who have eked our way to the championship game and, get him back just in time for the victory. But fingers crossed. Michael Thomas with an ankle injury did not participate, and Chase Edmonds also did not participate. So that means you definitely want to fire up Kenyon Drake.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, I'm still expecting to be disappointed by Kenyon Drake, but when you're the surefire RB1 taking 20 plus touches, there's got to be some fantasy production out of that.
Yep, absolutely. Well, Let's move into our first segment, guys. Like I said, not a lot of news. Nader, was there anything else you thought was noteworthy that we should talk about?
Let's see here. No.
Yeah, I didn't either. But we're going to talk about league-winning players. So, not necessarily our personal league winner, or your personal league winner, or just in general. It just might be a mix of the two. But I want to first start out. We're going to talk about our personal favorite draft picks and our best waiver wire pickups. Then the guys we were most excited about coming into the season, our best first round picks, and then who we believe was the 2020 waiver wire pickup of the year. Not necessarily for our team, but of the year, who was the waiver wire pickup. And we're going to start with our personal favorite draft pick. Nader, you have a great one. I'm going to kick it to you to start.
Stefon Diggs. A lot of people were down on him, and including myself, because, typically, or historically, I should say, a wide receiver never performs to the same standard that he was on the previous team after he switches teams. And not to knock Josh Allen, but I assumed he wasn't going to be nearly as talented as Kirk Cousins. So I expected a massive drop off to Stefon Diggs, and his ADP did the same. It tanked, and I was left in a position where I needed a wide receiver, and I didn't like anybody else other than him. And honestly, I took a flyer, and I wasn't happy about it in the first place.
Yeah.
But it ended up working out perfectly for me.
Yeah, it seemed like picking Stefon Diggs is not something that you were excited about doing this season.
No, we kind of assumed he was a boomer bust type player with little consistency. When I drafted him, I was expecting about maybe 14 to 20 fantasy points, or maybe 2 fantasy points out of him.
Yeah, I 100% agree, man. I think that's a great pick. If I had gone wide receiver, I think I would say Terry McLaurin, because you were getting him in the 5th or 6th round.
Yes.
And that's just a great pick there.
Oh, yeah.
But I went running back, and I went with Antonio Gibson. Mainly because, I have him in over half of my leagues. I have him in all 5 out of my 6 dynasty leagues. Huge Antonio Gibson fan. And he took over the starting job so much faster than I think people anticipated.
Yeah, the situation that Antonio Gibson went to wasn't the most favorable. There were people ahead of him. There's offensive line questions, quarterback questions, coaching questions, but he was able to rise to the occasion and just overcome all types of adversity and earn most likely 60 to 70% of that starting role.
Yeah, and it's too bad that he might not play this week, man.
I highly doubt he plays this week, and I'm going to even put next week into question.
Ooh, you think next week too? You think there's going to be a 3-week turf toe issue?
Turf toe's hurt. And AJ Green, he is sidelined a whole year because of turf toe. Patrick Willis retired due to a turf toe. They're tough. Then they linger.
Yeah, that's true. For sure. Well, let's move on from the draft, because we know you don't win your league at the draft. You win your league on the waiver wire. Nader, who was your best waiver wire pickup?
As a Christian McCaffrey owner, Mike Davis saved my season. I missed out on a lot of good RBs in the beginning, but when Christian McCaffrey got hurt, I spent half of my fab, week 3, on Mike Davis to secure some type of stability in the running back position. And that was probably one of the best moves I could have made.
See, I thought about putting Mike Davis in here as well, but this was one of the, as I was thinking about it, it's a what have you done for me lately? And I know the 2 touchdowns last week, but lately he hasn't really been involved in the passing game since week 6?
Yes.
At all. So the highest number of receptions was 5. After going 8, 8, 5, 9, the most he's had in a week since week 5 was 5 receptions.
That was a little disappointing, but I mean, he's not Christian McCaffrey. We kind of assumed that there would be a drop in production, and there was a drop.
Sure.
So, I mean, any type of high-end RB2 to low-end RB1 production out of a backup running back, I'll take it any day of the week.
Right, and, with Mike Davis, I feel like he was the easy choice. The one that immediately came to mind, because you think, Christian McCaffrey goes down. Yeah, his backup got to be the waiver wire pickup of the year. But, my personal best waiver wire pickup, James Robinson. And James Robinson, he has been killing it on the season. Actually, I did not write down where he actually is right now. He's top 5, I believe. I'm pretty sure. PPR and standard scoring. I generally do everything from the lens of PPR. So let me go over to that real quick. And he's the RB4 on the season. And in my money league, I was able to get him before the season started, but after we had already drafted. So we did our draft kind of, mid to early August, just due to, like the reality of what we've been dealing with here in 2020. But yeah, once, Leonard Fournette was gone and it was clear that it was going to be James Robinson, picked him up off the waiver wire. And that was my best pickup. He's been amazing.
Of course, he's been the best pickup for anybody that has picked him up. A quick statistic that if you owned James Robinson, you had a 67% chance of making playoffs. Having a 2/3 chance is one of the biggest advantages you could have. Me personally, I didn't have any shares of James Robinson because in all my drafts, I took Raquel Armstead, thinking that he was going to be the main back once Fournette left. And I thought I was correct. And when it happened, when Fournette got released, I thought that's it. I just picked up a RB1 in the 13th round. I was doing the Manziel money dance everywhere I went. But after he picked up COVID, after he picked up COVID, I said I don't need to pick up Ozingabo or James Robinson because when he comes back, he's still going to be the RB1. These guys are just flashing the pans. Unfortunately, I was wrong.
Yeah, you could have had top 5 guy, huh?
I thought I had it. I really did.
Oh man, he's just been awesome. And if you look at, his game log, he's never finished with under 10 points.
He had one bad game where he happened to fumble at least once or twice. Other than that, RB1 all the way through.
Yeah, he's been awesome the entire season. Let's move to our next part. The guy you were most excited about coming into the season.
DK Metcalf. In a keeper league, I made sure that he was going to be one of my keepers so I can transfer him obviously to the new year. I was skeptical on his production. I thought maybe, the little sophomore slump would hit him pretty hard, but he exceeded all expectations and made it so that, I could pair him up with an A.J. Brown, or I could go running back heavy to, because I already know I secured some type of solid wide receiver depth, and that has really elevated my fantasy teams.
Yeah, DK Metcalf's top 5 wide receiver.
Oh, yeah, if not top 3.
And my guy I was most excited about coming into the season, guy who we lost very, very early on, week 1, I believe it was, Blake Jarwin, man. Blake Jarwin.
He had everything around him. He had a quarterback that loves to do those little dink and dunk passes, good running game, solid receivers around him so defense can't focus on him. It looked like he had it all.
Was definitely my favorite late round tight end coming into the season. I really thought this was going to be his breakout because, we hear that, once the tight end gets through their 3rd season, that's really when they start to, come into their own, when they start to be in their prime. In this past offseason, Randall Cobb and Jason Witten leaving left 186 empty targets that were not all going to go to CeeDee Lamb. I just thought he was going to be amazing, and you were going to be able to pick up Blake Jarwin in the double-digit rounds, and you did. And then he got hurt. It was a huge bummer for me.
The only good thing is that you didn't invest draft capital into him. If you lose a 13th round, you lost a 13th round. Big deal. And chances are anybody between the 9th to 15th round in your draft isn't even on your roster anymore. So while it sucks, it's not the worst thing in the world.
It would be worse to lose Kelsey. That is true.
Oh, yeah. It would be correct. Or a Kittle.
Well, let's talk about our favorite or our best first-round picks.
So I preached to everybody before the season started to not take Saquon Barkley. And I took a lot of heat for it. I said I'd rather have somebody like Zeke over him. Well, Zeke has been disappointing as of late, but he's been healthy. But my favorite one and my best one has been Derrick Henry, I think. What he's lacked in PPR points, he's dominated in rushing yards and touchdowns. I think him and his playoff schedule is going to make it so he takes me through the ship. No problem.
Dude's got 1,500 rushing yards, And we still have, what, 4 games left to play?
Yeah, if he's with a 200-yard game this week, he'd be on pace to break the rushing record.
Yeah. Held by Emmitt Smith, right?
No, that one guy, Eric Dickerson, the Rams running back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What about you?
Man, just a ridiculous season for him.
Oh, yeah.
My best first-round pick, Dalvin Cook. Man, he's just been awesome. PPR monster, scores a touchdown, at least one touchdown every single week, 100-plus scrimmage yards every single week. Just a guy that you can absolutely rely on. Had no dud games for you.
Yeah, everybody knew he was probably one of the best running backs in the draft class or in fantasy football in general. But the issue with him was his health. Is he going to play a full game? Is he full season? I mean, he missed one game this year, but that's compared to how all the first-round running backs went. I think everybody's happy that he only missed 1 year or one game.
I was really, really hoping back in the 2017 NFL draft that the Colts were going to take him. And, of course, they did not. They went with, I think, Malik Hooker. Yeah, they took a safety over him, which I think was a huge mistake.
Well, how do you feel about that now?
I mean, I like Malik Hooker, but I would much rather have Dalvin Cook on the team.
But that means you don't have Jonathan Taylor now.
Yeah, Dalvin Cook is better than Jonathan Taylor.
With that offensive line, I think a lot of magic could happen. But I mean, I think the Viking scheme really fits him, that little downhill runner. I don't think Phillip Rivers could emulate that the same way.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, I love Jonathan Taylor, but Dalvin Cook he's just something special.
Yeah, as long as he's healthy, he's probably the best running back in the NFL.
No, I 100% agree. Best overall, I'd say.
Yes. Him or Christian McCaffrey, that'd be the close 1 and 2.
Ooh, big touchdown from the Raiders here. Darren Waller. Oh yeah, baby.
Is Mariota better than Derek Carr? Are we seeing a quarterback controversy in the making?
I mean, I don't think so, but last a little bit here. 2020 waiver wire pickup of the year, and it's a guy we've already talked about, and we both have this same guy, James Robinson.
Okay, just for the sake of it, I'm going to swap off of James Robinson, and I'm going to go off topic, or not off topic, but off meta, and I'm going to say Dolphins defense. I mean, if you had Dolphins defense, you had a 57% chance of making playoffs, considering they are a turnover machine, and they're just able to get interceptions, fumbles, seemingly out of nowhere, and having monster games in tough matchups like the Rams a couple weeks ago, and then even last week against Kansas City, they were able to come up with 3 picks. Sometimes defenses are difficult and they're frustrating, but the Dolphins have made it a lot easier.
Yeah, they've been really solid, and who knew? Who would have thought the Dolphins defense? Right. Who would have thought? They
heavily invested in the secondary. I mean, they took Byron Jones from the Cowboys. They still had Xavier Hayward, and then they invested a first round player in cornerbacks. I mean, I coming into the season, I anticipating having a good secondary, but I didn't think they'd have turnovers to this measure.
Yeah, they've just been really, really solid.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move to trivia time. But before we do that, guys, check out Pristine Auction. They have hundreds of daily auctions for all kinds of memorabilia. It's free to play, free to join, and free to bid. You only pay when you win. Right now, you get $5 off your first item by entering promo code SLEEPERWIRE and visit pristineauction.com to get this deal. That's PRISTINE auction.com. All right, so we each have 10 trivia questions or so. I actually think I have 11 here. I'm going to take one of them off because it would just be super easy. We each have 10 questions. And I think, Nader, do you want to do all 10 and then we'll flip, or do you want to go back and forth?
We'll go back and forth. That way, if we happen to basically ask the same question, that we can kind of smoothly go over it.
That's a good idea. Yeah. All right, well, I'll kick it off if that's okay.
Go for it.
All right, first question here. 5 players have 90 or more catches so far. Can you name them?
Okay, Devontae Adams.
Yep.
Okay, Tyreek Hill.
No.
No? No, okay, Keenan Allen.
No.
No?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Keenan Allen. Yep. Devontae Adams, Keenan Allen.
Thielen?
Not Thielen.
No. Deontay Johnson?
No.
No.
He's leading in drops.
Well, actually, I could probably pick out a Niners receiver. They have more drops, but that's a different story.
It's a guy we've talked about already.
Okay, so that's probably Stephon Diggs.
Stephon Diggs, yeah.
Stephon Diggs. Okay, so I have 3 so far?
You have 3 so far.
3 so far. I'm missing 2. I have a feeling they're out of left field.
You have Diggs has 100. Keenan Allen has 99.
Okay.
Devontae Adams has 91.
Okay.
You're missing 2 players.
Missing 2 players. I'm going to have to probably say Metcalf is probably up there.
Not Metcalf.
Hopkins.
Hopkins, yep.
Hopkins. Calvin Ridley?
No, not Calvin Ridley.
No. Okay, one more guess. One more guess before I embarrass myself. Allen Robinson?
Travis Kelce. No, I said players. Right? I specifically said 5 players have 90-plus catches.
I thought of him, but I completely skipped over him because I thought you meant wide receivers. That's rude. That's rude.
Yeah, it's in order: Stephon Diggs, Keenan Allen, DeAndre Hopkins, Devontae Adams, and then Travis Kelce with 90.
Okay. All right, that's not bad. Okay. All right, so 3 wide receivers since week 9 have averaged 95 yards. I'll give you the first 2, Devontae Adams and Tyreek Hill. Do you think you could tell me the third one?
Averaged 95 yards a game from win to win?
Since week 9. From week 9 to now.
Is it 95 or more or 95?
More, 95 or more, but there's only 3 that average 95.
And I feel like you put this one in here because it's kind of obscure. Okay.
Yes.
So who in the last 5 weeks has been going off? He's averaged 95. Has he played 95. All 5 games? Okay.
Yes. Well, their lowest game was 95 yards.
Lowest game was 95 yards.
At least 95 yards.
At least 95 yards. T.Y. Hilton. No, I'm just joking.
No, I knew you were going to go there, though.
So you said it was Devontae Adams and who? And Tyreek Hill.
I'll give you a hint. He's in the NFC.
He's in the NFC. Well, that doesn't really help because that's what I was already kind of thinking.
Okay, I'll go a little bit NFC West.
NFC West. See, I was not thinking that.
There you
NFC West. Okay. Well, I want to say DK Metcalf.
That would be incorrect.
Yeah, that's what my very first inkling was DK Metcalf. Mm-hmm. NFC West. So we got what? We got the Seahawks. We got the Rams. Got the 49ers. And then Cardinals. And it's not Hopkins. It's not Hopkins. Is it Ayuk?
It is Brandon Ayuk.
That was a tough one. Yeah, if you hadn't said NFC West, I wouldn't have got that.
Yeah, that's why I feel like I had to narrow it down for you because that one was a little bit more obscure. But I think it just shows how the rookie receiver has been kind of growing into the Shanahan system.
And you know what? I feel like he's been doing it quietly. You don't hear a whole lot about Ayuk.
Exactly. Right now, he has, I don't want to say he's a league winner, but he's definitely elevated whoever's been holding on to him in the playoff team.
That's awesome. That's a good stat. Number 2, 4 running backs have 50-plus catches. Running backs here have 50-plus catches. Okay. Alvin Kamara leads with 77. Who are the other 3?
Okay, I'm going to have to say Dalvin Cook. I'll probably say J.D. McKissick. He's probably up there.
Do you want me to tell you if you're right or wrong?
You with me? Yeah. I'd like to know. I need some positive.
You were right about J.D. McKissick.
Okay,
not right about Cook.
Okay, then I got to say probably James Robinson. He's got to be up there.
Nope. Nope.
No?
2 players left. I'll give you 2 more guesses.
2 more guesses. Okay. 2
And
players.
hint,
2
we've
guesses.
talked about this guy already.
There's no way Antonio Gibson is up there.
Nope.
No? Okay.
Got
Yeah,
one
I
more
thought so.
guess. You got 2 players.
Why am I drawing a complete blank right now? Mike Davis?
Mike Davis is one of them.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And then the last one, let me see if you got it. You have J.D. McKissick, Mike Davis.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire?
No, Nyheim Hines. 51 catches.
Okay. I mean, yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Now that I think about it, yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah. Mike Davis, half of those came in the first 4 games.
Yeah, I figured like he's got to be up there. I don't know if he hit 50.
Yeah.
But he only played, what is this, half the season now? A little bit more than half, 3/4?
He came in week 2 and was great right away.
Yeah, week 2.
Because he had I think he had 8 receptions in that game when McCaffrey was still healthy.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, he definitely got steroided a little bit through just through the sheer system. All right.
What do you got for me?
So this one's just for fun. I just want to make you think a little bit.
Okay.
All right, who has more fantasy points this year? 4 point per passing over the last 3 weeks. T.Y. Hilton or Patrick Mahomes? Who has more fantasy points over the past 3 weeks?
Over the past 3 weeks.
The past 3 weeks. And just remember, T.Y. Hilton.
God,
he's
you
been
know
going
I
off.
want to say T.Y. You know I want to say T.Y.
Why do you think I did this?
But I'm going to say Mahomes. But it's very close.
It's very close, actually. I think Mahomes has about 10 fantasy points, if I did the math correctly, or more than T.Y. Hilton.
Yeah, I knew it couldn't be Hilton.
Close.
But I figured it was close.
I was trying to figure out one of them, but Mahomes was the closest one that I could use. But the goal was to make you think about it. Just go,
You did. You did.
You know, I wanted you to question yourself.
Well, it's like you hear a question as ridiculous as that, like who has more points, T.Y. Hilton or Pat Mahomes? And automatically you're thinking, oh, this is a trick question. It's got to be Hilton.
Exactly.
No, it's good. I like it. Question 3. Who is leading the league in targets?
Devontae Adams.
It is not Devontae Adams. I'll give you a hint. His target total is going up tonight.
Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen, yeah. Before the game, 144 targets.
How about now?
I do not have the stats for the game in front of me.
You know what? I will right now. He has a rushing attempt somehow, -1 yards and 2 targets. Okay.
All right, 146.
Yeah, he has a bad hamstring, and I thought it was a good idea to give him a rush. All righty.
I don't think it was a rushing attempt. I think it was like Herbert was trying to get rid of the ball.
So how did?
And Keenan Allen caught it as a backwards pass.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what it was.
Okay. Alrighty. So, if I asked you the top 5 targets in the red zone, that'd be too easy. So I'm gonna ask you to name 10 through 15.
10 through 15.
Yep, the red zone targets.
This is an impossible question.
Is that too hard?
Can you give me the top 10?
Okay, I'll give you the top 10. All right.
Okay.
All right. So number 1, Devontae Adams. Tyreek.
I figured
Hill.
he had to be number 1.
Yeah. So it's Tyreek Hill, Calvin Ridley, Mike Evans, and then number 5, Allen Robinson. I feel like you could have guessed that. I thought it'd be too easy.
I definitely would have guessed Adams and Evans.
Yeah. Tyreek Hill, Calvin Ridley. That I felt like you could have gotten that one. I trust your ability to get that. So number 6 would be Thielen. Number 7, this one's a surprise, Marvin Jones. 8, Juju Smith-Schuster, and then Keenan Allen, and then Cooper Kupp is number 10.
Okay, so then 11 through 15.
Yes.
Robert Tonyan.
Wide receivers.
Wide receivers. Okay.
Wide receivers.
Wide receivers. red zone targets on the season, not over a time frame, on the season.
On the season.
On the season. Obscure names?
Obscure names. They're name brand names.
I'm going to say Stephon Diggs.
Stephon Diggs. Surprisingly enough, he's nowhere near this list.
Cole Beasley.
Also, not on this list. Oh, Stephon, he's actually number 16. Never mind, I lied. Cole Beasley is 28.
So they were fairly close.
Yeah, not bad, actually. That was a good guess. All right, so...
all right, so no to Diggs, no to Beasley. It's not T.Y. Hilton.
T.Y. Hilton, no. You would be incorrect.
This is a tough question, man.
Yeah, so let's see. I'll try to guide you here.
And it's wide receivers. You make sure to say wide receivers.
So number 11, he's going to be with the division of the Ravens, Cincinnati, Browns, and Steelers.
Higgins.
No. But you're on this. You're on the right track.
Deontay Johnson.
No, you're closer with Higgins, but it depends which Higgins you're talking about. There's T.
Oh,
and
T.
there's Rashard.
Higgins. I'm not talking about Rashard Higgins.
All right. Same team.
Tyler Boyd.
There you go. That's number 11.
Okay. Where's Higgins at?
Higgins. Let's see. Let's look it up. T. Higgins is 62. Surprisingly, Rashard Higgins is higher.
Way down
He's
there.
at 59.
Wow. I'm not going to get this one, man. You're going to have to tell me. We're going to spend way too much time going through this.
All right. So number 12 is going to be Jarvis Landry.
Okay.
Number 13
I would have said him.
Is going to be Terry McLaurin.
Okay.
14 is going to be Robert Woods.
All right.
15 will be DK Metcalf.
Okay. Not as obscure as I had thought. I was trying to think of strange ones.
You tricked yourself. Oh, actually, difficult of a question that was.
11 through 15. What the hell?
Gotta make you think.
Who is the quarterback 22 and 23 on the season? I'm just joking. That's not my question. Number 4, who is leading the league in receiving yards?
Travis Kelce, right?
It is 1,250.
Yeah, that's a trick question because everybody automatically would go to receiver.
Yep. Yeah, Kelce has been slaying it for you.
Okay, and if he leads the league when the season is over with, he would be the first tight end ever do so.
Oh, awesome.
Yes, that's a little bit wild in my opinion. But Terry McLaurin, over the last 4 weeks, has been A, wide receiver 23, B, wide receiver 14, or C, wide receiver 50.
So I know he had a stretch there of, I think, 4 straight games with 7+ catches, or with 7 catches. Last week was a down week. I can't remember if he had 2 down weeks or just 1. That's what's getting me. I want to say 50.
You would be correct. He's been wide receiver 50. He has been ever since Alex Smith has been quarterback. He's been posting disappointing numbers of 12, which I mean it's not bad. 10 against Cincinnati, 12 against Dallas, and then Pittsburgh and Niners 2 and 3.
Now you're looking in a half point.
Yes, right now half point PPR.
Gotcha. Yeah, because it was like 7 for 80 was like an average for like 4 straight weeks. He was doing really well.
Yeah, Alex Smith definitely hampered his potential considering he loves to check down and throw to Logan Thomas.
Yep, I can see that for sure. Okay, number 5. Name the top 5 running backs in rushing yards. Now, I've already talked about Derrick Henry, 1532. Could be on a historic pace. Who are the other 4?
Okay, so I got to go Dalvin Cook.
Yep.
Got to go James Robinson.
Yep.
I got to go... Okay.
You got 2 more. I'll give you 2 guesses for this. We don't need to spend a lot of time on them.
Okay, so Kamara's... Are we going total yards or just rushing yards?
Rushing yards.
Okay, so Kamara's not going to be on this list. Aaron Jones probably is not on this list either. Neither is somebody like Austin Eckler. I want to say Miles Sanders.
That's one guess.
That's one guess. Okay, that'd be incorrect. Josh Jacobs?
Wrong on both of them. Yeah. Number 4 is Ronald Jones with 900.
Oh.
Yep. And then number 5 is Nick Chubb with 881, and he missed 4 games.
Yeah, that's. I'm actually a little disappointed in myself. I didn't even think of him.
Yeah, because you think he missed a huge portion of the season, but still 5th in rushing yards because that's how good Nick Chubb has been.
Yeah, that's actually surprising.
Yep.
I expected Kareem Hunt to be higher on this list. Do you know where he is?
No, I do not have all that in front of me right now.
Alrighty. So, Robert Tonyan, he is half point PPR, but I don't think it changes much if it was full point PPR. Is he A, number 4 tight end out of all tight ends? B, number 7 of all tight ends? Or C, number 2 of tight ends?
He's number 4 out of all tight ends. I was looking at this earlier.
You know what? I didn't think of that one. I thought you might be. You would be correct.
Yeah, I think he's number 4 in PPR as well.
Yeah.
Yep, just been really, really good. And I still find it hard to recommend playing him.
He's so touchdown dependent that it makes it an uncomfortable start.
It does.
But he's been getting the touchdowns. And I mean, honestly, all tight ends right now at this point, other than Kelsey or Darren Waller, are mostly touchdown dependent tight ends. So, I mean, I guess it's not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. Next one, 6 players in the NFL have double-digit rushing touchdowns. 2 of them are quarterbacks. Who are they? The quarterbacks. Who are the quarterbacks?
Kyler Murray, he's got to be up there. And then last one, I want to say Cam Newton.
It is Cam Newton. Cam Newton has 11. Kyler has 10.
I thought about Josh Allen, but I don't think he has as many as Cam Newton.
He has 6.
6?
Yeah.
Ooh. I mean, that is let alone the only reason why Cam Newton has some sort of fantasy value.
No, that's the only reason. He had like a top 5 quarterback week a few weeks ago with like 69 passing yards.
Yeah. But I mean, rushing
that's
touchdowns.
bullshit.
I mean, the number's nice, but you know.
You should be able to put him in your running back spot.
At this point, he is a running back. Alrighty, so Young Hoku, being the fantastic kicker that he is only, well, not only, but he is number 2 in fantasy points. Do you know number 1?
My boy Rodrigo, isn't it?
Blankenship?
Yeah.
No, he is number 4.
Number 4, damn. Rodrigo was so good for so many weeks. I thought you put this one in here for me. No, I don't. I know it's not Dan Bailey.
No, it's definitely not him. It is actually Jason Sanders, Miami.
I would not have guessed that.
Yes, he is actually, surprisingly, only 5 points ahead of Young Hoku. But then after that is a 20-point drop-off between the next one. And that's going to be Tyler Bass from Buffalo. And then your boy Blankenship is number 4.
The dude who went home and played with Legos with his girlfriend after he found out he got drafted.
I mean, it's honestly the best celebration.
Yeah, no, I don't blame him at all, man. I don't blame him at all.
What kind of Legos is he, you know?
I have no idea. It was probably like a set. You know, not like a tub of Legos. It was probably like a Star Wars set or something like that.
I respect Star Wars the most.
Like build the Death Star or something like that.
God, do you have all week?
Number 7, who has the longest rush of this season?
Which makes sense why he's number 4 on the list, but Ronald Jones.
Yeah, Ronald Jones, 98-yard touchdown.
Yeah, that one. That hurt me in fantasy a lot, but you know, we don't talk about that. Alrighty, so we got to show love to defenses.
Let's do it.
Remember the term. Defenses win championships. Remember that term. And right now, New Orleans, even though they had a 16-point game against Denver and monstrous games throughout the year, they are only about 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure I did the math right. 7th on the list. Would you be able to name the top 3?
The top 3 defenses.
Top 3 defenses.
I'm going to say Miami.
Correct.
Los Angeles, the Rams.
They are number 4.
Oh, I was thinking all the sacks.
Close.
So they're number 4. Phillies had some monster games.
Philadelphia is not on the list. Ooh. They are 11th. Just for reference, the New York Giants are higher than them.
Okay. New England.
And they are number 10th.
Number 10th?
Number 10th. Yeah, there you go. That was my proper English
Number
word.
10th. I like that. I don't know, man.
Alrighty, so Pittsburgh is going to be number 1.
How did I not guess Pittsburgh? All right. Yeah, that was
Miami,
dumb.
which you had, is number 2. And then number 3 is going to be your Indianapolis Colts.
God damn it.
I felt like...
Dumb question. You know what? We're going to pause the show. We're going to pause the show, and we're going to go back. No, see, it's because I'm so used to the Colts not having a great defense, especially in fantasy, that it didn't even register.
So did they do anything differently other than trading for DeForest Buckner?
I think that's all they had to do, man.
He's just that much of a difference
They
maker,
just needed something to stop the run because they could shut down the pass pretty well. Yeah. But Buckner has just been such a force in there. Oh, yeah. And they got him for such a good deal.
I am always, every single time I see him play, I'm very sad my Niners had to let him go.
Had to or chose to?
The Niners can't afford him. What is he getting? Like $22 million a year? Niners can't afford that.
Well, the Colts aren't paying Luck anymore, so they can.
Yeah. Must be nice, huh?
Yeah. Must be nice. Let's see. My turn, right?
Yes, sir.
4 players have double-digit fumbles. Who are they?
Daniel Jones.
And I'll give you a hint. They're all quarterbacks.
Yeah, Daniel Jones has got to be
Daniel
up there.
Jones. Yep.
Okay, fumbles.
I think he had double-digit before the season started.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I always say the stat, but he has 2 games in his whole career where he has not committed a turnover.
That's so bad.
It's pretty bad. But he's nicknamed Danny Downs for a reason, because eventually he'll throw a dime. This is a tough one. 10 fumbles on the season. Somewhere, Nick Mullins has got to be on this list somewhere, right?
Nope. He's up there, but he's not double digit.
Okay. If he played a full season, he'd be double digits.
Yep. One of them's playing tonight.
No way. Derek Carr?
Yep. Derek Carr has 11 fumbles on the season.
No way.
Yep.
No way. All right.
Derek Carr, Daniel Jones.
Okay. Deshaun Watson.
Not Deshaun Watson.
Okay. Even after the one on the Bears.
These last 2 are NFC.
NFC, huh?
NFC South and NFC East.
NFC South. East. God dang, that makes it even harder. Because now I got to think. Carson Wentz has got to be up there.
Carson Wentz has 10.
Carson Wentz, okay. And
who else has 10?
One more. That was the NFC East, so now I got to go south. Now I got to remember who's on the south. Tom Brady?
Nope. It's Taysom Hill.
What?
10 fumbles for Taysom Hill.
How? He only started 2 games.
I don't know, man. That's exactly what Pro Football Reference said. 10 fumbles, Taysom Hill.
That's fake news.
All right, what do you got for me for question 8?
Alrighty. So, this one's just for fun. Who has more fantasy points? Joey Burrow or Dak Prescott?
Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott? No, Joey Burrow has a whole... Hold on, let me make sure I'm giving you the correct news here. Finger slip. He has a whole 5 points more.
Oh, man. That money league that I've been talking about for several weeks that I was undefeated in for so long lost Christian McCaffrey and Dak Prescott and Joe Burrow and now Antonio Gibson, and I'm still in the semifinals.
So sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Yeah. I mean, Kyler, Gibson, and James Robinson have carried me, along with my receivers are Robinson, McLaurin, and Woods. So that's not bad either.
Oh, yeah. Wide receivers, I think we're going to start seeing an uptrend in wide receivers taking over instead of running backs.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that we see this shift every couple of years in fantasy do this. There was that one year several years ago. It was, how Hopkins had that monster year and the next year was a down year.
Yes.
It was that monster year where the top four, the 101 through the 104 were all wide receivers. It was Antonio Brown, Julio Jones, DeAndre Hopkins, and I want to say Jordy Nelson or Devontae Adams. I can't remember who the fourth one was, but the top four were all wide receivers.
It's always bound to happen eventually, but the NFL goes through this. It becomes pass heavy, and then a dominant team that runs the ball comes along. Everybody tries to emulate it.
Yeah.
And then it becomes a run heavy league. And then the passer comes along. They pass heavy, emulate it. It's a fun cycle.
Yep, for sure.
All right, so let's talk about backup running backs.
I like it.
We like backup running backs. So we got Chase Edmonds, Wayne Gallman, Jamal Williams, and Adrian Peterson, and J.D. McKissick.
Okay.
Was that too many names? Are you following me so far?
I'm following you so far. Let me actually say them one more time. I'll write them down here.
All right. So Chase Edmonds,
Wayne
Wayne
Gallman,
Jamal Williams, and J.D. McKissick.
And you said AP, right?
Yeah, AP's in there. AP's in there too.
And J.D. McKissick. Okay.
Can you rank them? Half point PPR.
In looks or...
Well, we can do looks afterwards.
Adrian Peterson is
points.
by far the best looking.
You know what?
Can I rank them in
probably
half PPR?
Yes.
I'm going to say, since it's half PPR, don't tell me if I'm wrong. I'm gonna say it first, and then you can let me know.
Okay.
I'm going to say Gallman, AP, Edmonds, Jamal, McKissick.
That is not correct.
What is it?
So it's Chase Edmonds,
Okay.
Wayne Gallman, Jamal Williams, AP, then McKissick.
Oh, so in the order that you gave them to me.
Basically, yeah. That was just for fun right there.
I like it. That was a good one. Number 9. Who leads all running backs in fumbles?
Miles Sanders.
Ezekiel Elliott. Yeah, he's been dropping the ball like crazy lately. Zeke has 6 fumbles in the season.
6, huh?
Yeah, he's the Daniel Jones of running backs.
But this is like an outlier year.
It is. It is.
Like, it sucks, but I'll let him slide.
I mean, Dak is gone. The offensive line is broken. Yeah. I'll let it slide. I still believe Zeke is a top 5 pick.
Yeah, he once that offense gets back on track, he's going to be a top 5 pick. I would still rather have him over Saquon Barkley.
Zeke might be the best value in the draft next season, though.
Yeah, actually, you're probably correct.
Yep.
It depends. Well, it depends how it shakes up in the offseason and the draft. But I think if it stays more or less the same, then yeah, he's still going to be up there.
You don't think week 15 of 2020 is too early to to predict 2021?
I already have my draft board ready.
Yeah, there we go. All right, what do you got for me for number 9?
Alrighty, so there are about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wide receivers that have thrown a touchdown.
Ooh.
You think you can name 2?
6 wide receivers have thrown a touchdown.
Yes.
Jarvis Landry.
Yes, that was an easy one.
Yep, because he throws one every year.
Yeah.
Wow, how do I not have this one? 6 wide receivers have thrown a touchdown. Landry's one. Is there another Brown?
There's not another Brown.
Okay, because I feel like Odell. He's thrown him in his career.
He's thrown multiple in his career. He had a long pass, just was not a touchdown.
Marvin Jones.
No.
Michael Pittman. I know that's not true, but
No. That is not true. I'll give you one more.
Tyler Lockett.
No.
All right.
Unfortunately. So Cole Beasley is one of them.
Okay.
And then Isaiah McKenzie. That one was a little difficult. I didn't expect you that one.
Yeah.
I thought you would latch on to Cole Beasley. Jacoby Myers threw one, And some random Russell Gage, he threw one, but I didn't expect you to know that one. And then the last one, Cedric Wilson on the Cowboys.
I should have known the Cole Beasley one because that was recent, right?
It was recent.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Jarvis throws one every season, though, it seems like.
Yeah. That one was relevant.
All right, last one I got for you here. Put these quarterbacks in order by touchdown percentage. We have Pat Mahomes, Russell Wilson. I'll type them in our little chat here so you can see them.
Actually, that makes a lot of sense. I should have done that.
Pat Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Ryan Tannehill, and Kirk Cousins. So not in touchdowns, but touchdown percentage. Mahomes, Wilson, Rodgers, Tannehill, Cousins.
So when you mean by touchdown percentage, it's when they throw a pass, that percentage that pass is a touchdown.
Yeah, the percentage of passes thrown are touchdowns.
Okay,
so like 5% would be 5 out of every 100 passes are touchdowns.
Mm-hmm. I'm not a mathematician. That one was a little difficult.
Well, it's a percentage. It's pretty easy. But
No. Stop. All right, so I'm going to go Russell Wilson, Ryan Tannehill, Kirk Cousins, Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers.
No.
How close?
None of them. Oh. None of them. Aaron Rodgers is number 1, 8.7%. Okay. Russell Wilson's number 2, 7.8%. Ryan Tannehill's 3.
Okay.
With 6.9. Kirk Cousins is 4 with 6.8. Pat Mahomes is 5th with 6.6.
Yeah, I tried whoever throws the least amount of passes per game, and I thought it would be Russell Wilson and then Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins, since, they're all about the play action, run first, deep ball.
Well, and Rodgers doesn't throw that many passes either. He just throws a touchdown to Devontae Adams to start the game, and then they're on cruise control after that.
Don't remind me of Devontae Adams. He makes me really sad, especially as an Aaron Jones owner.
Bummer. That sucks.
Could be worse. He could be injured.
What do you got for me to finish this out?
Unfortunately, you took one of my questions, so I got left with 9.
Ooh.
So I could make one up on the fly.
Go for it.
But I'll make this one easy. Who is the highest out of all players?
Ricky Williams.
Scoring this year. Who has the most fantasy points?
This year, who has the most fantasy points?
Mm-hmm.
As of right now.
In a 6-point per passing league.
In a 6-point per passing league.
I don't know if that changes it, though. Maybe I just threw you off.
No, I'm going to say Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers? No, Patrick Mahomes.
Is it Mahomes?
1.5 point more.
Oh, man. I was going off the touchdowns, not the yards.
Yes, but in this league that I'm looking at the statistics, points actually count as -1. So that may change league to league basis.
Damn. Well, that was a good question. I like that one.
There we go.
Well, guys, I think that is going to wrap it up for the show. Before we close out, please check out Thrive Fantasy. It's a DFS app for player prop bets for the NFL. Choose 10 out of 20 player prop options to build your lineup. The riskier the pick, the more points it is worth. Earn the most points to win a share of the prize pool. Use promo code SLEEPERS when you sign up today, and you'll receive an instant $20 bonus on your first deposit of $20 or more. Download Thrive Fantasy from the App Store or Play Store today. And when you use promo code SLEEPERS, email a screenshot of that to us at sleeperwire@gmail.com, and we'll get you into a listener league for 2021. Well, Nader, this has been a fun as hell season with you, man. I'm glad that we got to do this together every single Thursday.
Oh, yeah. It's been a fun, consistent scheduling of finding creative ways to produce the Thursday show, and glad to be a part of it.
And, that's what we wanted to do. We had guests on throughout the season periodically, which is always fun. But one of the things that we strive to do was have consistency every single week. And, you and I were both here every single week. That was great. We never had to find a fill-in for the other person. I'm so glad I was able to do this to you. I think we had pretty good chemistry, man.
I think we were better than a majority of the shows that are out there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Maybe I'm a little biased.
Hashtag better than most. Well, for one last time for 2020, Nader, where can everybody find you and follow you?
So at Twitter at top tier tactics _ on Instagram at TTT fantasy football, or if you want to listen to me and my other co-host Bud insult each other for a podcast straight with some fantasy football in between, you can listen to our podcast at top tier tactics fantasy football.
And you do a lot of stuff on YouTube, right?
Yes, we are starting on YouTube. You can see my disgusting face somewhere on the screen and talk about football a little bit more.
How are those green screen skits coming? You started any of those yet?
Yes, we have started a few. It's a different monster because you need like proper lighting. You can't have shadows in the background. You got to make sure your camera angles are right, or else the green screen just not look good.
Right.
So that's a fun experiment for everybody.
For sure. Well, you can follow Sleeperwire on Twitter at Sleeperwire Show. I'm on there at prof_Chris SW, and you can also hit me up on the Sleeper app at Professor Chris. Thank you for tuning in and joining us every single week on the Thursday show this season, guys. We will be back, I am sure, at some point. Good luck in the semifinals, Nader. Good luck to you as well. Everybody listening, I hope you win at least one championship. We'll catch you guys next time.
Good luck, everybody.